Hi there, this is Popo. I hope you'll fine. Welcome back to a new video where we're going to experiment a new variant that just dropped on Pychess. So if you don't know this website, this is the equivalent of Lichess, but for chess variants. And I have to say that I really like this website. The dev team of Pychess is awesome. The community is very awesome. A lot of very strong people. So if you have the chance to go there, just have fun. This is a very cool community and the website is gorgeous as hell. So there has been a variant competition to find what would be the next variant that would be uploaded on Pychess, and this variant had the theme areas. So you had to make a variant where the pieces would behave differently depending of the area of the board. And actually people named Eventless 2, if I remember well, won this variant with a variant called Xiangfu. So I'm going to explain basically the variant. This is not complicated to explain. So this is a variant of the Qianqi. The goal is to checkmate your opponent, but you have two kings on each side. So the idea is to capture normally the two kings, but normally what happens is that you capture the first king, and then you checkmate the second one. But on very rare case, it happens to checkmate both kings at a time. Even this is very rare. Each time you capture a piece, there you can get them in your reserve and then drop them back in the board like shogi. And when you drop back, you have to drop it on your white area here. So you can't drop them anywhere else. That's very important. Also, for the pieces, when you capture a king, you will have the equivalent of the king, but non-royal. This is very important, else the game would never end. Also, the kings evolve in this kind of 4x4 or 5x5 palace here, and they can't escape that. So you are basically in the center of the board trying to survive. And the pieces are the following one. So the two champions or kings move one square in any direction. This is the same for the capturing king. When you capture it, you get the equivalent, like I guess this is called a pupil or commoner. So it moves one square in any direction. But the difference is that the king stays on the palace. The pupil can be whenever you want, wherever you want. You have a Qianqi knight, which moves one square here, then one square here. Remember that it slides in Qianqi, so if there's a piece in the way, it can't move. Also, you have this elephant. Normally in Qianqi, it moves 2 squares diagonally by sliding, but in this variant, it also moves 2 squares forward diagonally. So this is called of Alibaba, I guess, the real name of this. So very cool, some kind of Qianqi Alibaba then. You have a bishop, which is here, but right now it can't do anything. You have a chariot, which is the equivalent of a rook. You have a cannon, which is the Qianqi cannon, basically, moves like a rook, captures like a rook by jumping over a piece, so very important. And you have the crossbow, which is the diagonal version of the cannon. So very simple to explain, but you'll see very tricky to play. So we'll play against Felix Fish level 5. I guess I will spend a very bad time here. I'll try not to make any mistake. So the game starts, and we have this move on the board. So this is my turn. I see that I can't do anything with my pieces. This is very bold to move this, and maybe this is a way to open. Here, I guess I'll just play the cannon here. And we already have some tricks here. So now the crossbow is threatened and I have to defend it. Only one piece can defend it, so this is the chariot, so I'll put this here. And now this knight moves here. Alright, I'm going to put the cannon here and I'm threatening to capture a big piece. And I got a bishop. So I have a bishop in hand, and I have to say I'm pretty satisfied. I can never move this knight, else I'm going to get this captured. So this is very sad, so I'll move my Mahout here. Okay, so I see now that this cannon threats to capture my piece, and if I ever move it, then it would capture my chariot. So that's a pretty sad position, I have to say. So now I have to find a way how to survive. Do I drop my piece? Maybe I can drop it, because after taking the chariot, I will take with the bishop. So that would be a compensation. Only problem being that after capture and capture, there would be capture. And maybe that would be too much of a loss. So maybe I'll accept my king stuff to be captured, and I'll try to find some other way to get better position in the game. Also, I see that that would develop my bishop on the next turn. So I have to focus on where I can put my pieces. So my Mahout is okay. This piece is not doing its job because basically my knight can't do anything. So that's the sad part, I guess. So if my crossbow survives... Oh wait. After captures, this is dropped anyways. So maybe I should just drop this. Okay, I'll accept. So this is captured, and we have the crossbow. So what's interesting is that there's not a capture, there's an in-between move where this is played and this threats to capture my piece. So the question is, can I save my crossbow and at the same point save my king? Very hard to say. I'm not sure I can do both. What would be interesting is to go here, but after captures and captures, there's captures. Or maybe I can decide that it's the crossbow that would be taken, but at the same point I can't drop this. Okay. I can also decide to do this, but by doing this the crossbow would capture. I capture, recapture, and I basically lose a king. So maybe this is a thing that I don't want. The position is already bad for me. I guess I made some mistakes in the opening. But again, this variant is very tricky. So I have to consider my advantage here is that I have two pieces in hand, so maybe I have to give back one piece. That would be the most convenient stuff to do. If I do this, that would be captured, of course. So maybe I want to put this here. Okay, so now we have another in-between move, which is the chariot moving here. So what's the purpose of this? I really don't see. I have to be honest. So I guess if I move my crossbow, now the bishop is dead. That can be understandable. I'm trying to see if I get a skewer somehow, but I don't see. So I should move my bishop somewhere to get a compensation. The problem being is that I don't get the compensation. And I can't put my bishop on a square, I would get something cool. So that's the sad part. I can decide to trade a pair of kings. After this move, I'll take with the bishop. That can be interesting. Or maybe I move again one square. I guess the chariot wants to infiltrate. That's the main point of this move for me. Yeah, chances that this is the idea. I can also decide to drop this. If the crossbow captures, I'll capture with the knight. And if the cannons capture, I would capture the crossbow this way. So I'll try this move. Maybe this is a bad move, but I'll try. Okay, now the chariot infiltrates. Okay, the game gets very tense, because now my knight is attacked, my bishop is attacked, and also it threats to get a double check. So that's a pretty serious threat. So by putting the bishop here, I should be able to spare the threat, but at the same point the crossbow would just die, which is pretty sad. But with this crossbow dying, Now I wouldn't control the diagonal the same as it's controlled before. So maybe that can be an interesting advantage for me. Or I can decide, because this is very offensive, I say, maybe I can use the crossbow I just get in hand on my advantage. And I don't have any skewer. Or maybe if this is captured, I can just drop bishop. Ah, this is maybe the way to proceed. So let's capture this crossbow. The bishop is captured now. So the drop is controlled somehow. So now there is a threat to capture. But I can still drop my bishop on the last rank. So I'll drop this here. And now, okay, so very surprising, it lets be captured, so it counts as a check. Now, let's not do any mistakes. I'm very tempted to go here to perform a check. But I can't because I'm already in check. That's the main problem. I can also decide to defend by dropping a pupil somewhere. And the only problem is that the king wouldn't defend. So do I have an interesting move to play? I'll go here and see how it goes. Okay, I have a second chariot that comes here. And somehow I'm not in check. So maybe I can give a check. That's very risky, but this was the try. Check. Capture is here. Let's give another check. And it goes here. Okay, so I'm not far from winning because everything is controlled here. I have just to be sure not to be checkmated because this seems to be some kind of check stuff. So I don't have to drop anything. But I guess I can have a win if I just play good. I have to find a good square for my pieces. The problem is that my pieces just jump over pieces. And that's kind of sad. If I drop this here, then the chariot would just move up, and that would be the end for me. So now my opponent is playing with a lot of pieces against mine, even if I try to restrict his king. So that's not sufficient. I can also try for sacrifice. The only problem being that if I sacrifice this, maybe I can go here. The only problem is that it can be blocked this way. And maybe here we have to dance a little. So this is not a good idea. Yeah, this seems very hard for me now. Of course this is going to happen. Or maybe I can put a pupil in defense. Not satisfied. If I do this, of course this is going to be captured. With a Mahout in hand, that wouldn't be helpful, I guess. So I should get a little some space because this Mahout is very important to restrict this square. for sure it's helpful. So I have to find a correct drop. But I don't see where. I don't see a good way to make a check. Here that would just be captured. Oh, do I drop a pupil here, threatening to put this here? This is very risky. Okay, as I'm losing anyways, let's try. The bishop goes here. So it allows basically this move to be played. So let's give a check and capture. Okay, and now I have a cannon. So, okay, we have to survive this. I'm not sure I'm going to survive. Oh yeah, this is just paired this way. Okay, so I can't play this move. This begins to be very hard. And every time I put the cannon somewhere, the chart would just be here to block the IRA, I guess. That's the problem. Huh. So I would need to move my king here, even I don't like. Okay, I guess I would... Okay, this is double check. Okay, this can be risky. Huh. Because I see that by dropping this here, that would be locked this way. With this double check, that would be just captured and the king would escape. And by going here, that would be just captured this way. And I don't have any ways to make something better. So I don't know. I maybe have an idea. Oh no, this doesn't work because the bishop covers the square. So I have to resign for this first game. Sad. Let's make another game. Level 5 is pretty hard anyways for me. But I'll try. If I can't succeed, I'll go to level 4. And I want to do my opening here. I don't know. This seems to work. Capture this bishop. Okay, and I just have to be very careful about this cannon opening, but it didn't happen, so I'm okay for this. Also, now I have to get a better position for my other pieces. So I'll thread this. Ooh, and I can capture both pieces. That seems to worth the try. But last time I get some big trouble doing so. So do I really want to do it? I guess if one of the king moves, I just go with the other one. So I'll move this one here. Okay, so the crossbow threats the chariot. With this move, the crossbow would take the crossbow, sure. But I'll take this and it's come with check. And somehow that would be much interesting. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Or maybe I can take this with check. It captures back. And then I can try to perform a check. But yeah, that would be too much of a price. Okay, I'll try this. Ooh, interesting. So now there's a cannon drop. And I guess the threat is still the same. So I guess I can take with the crossbow. And now the chariot moves. Okay, I don't see what's the strategy of my opponent, I have to be very honest. But seems like I get some advantage out of it. Now this crossbow is attacked, and this is pretty sad. My knight is really placed, so maybe I have to be careful when I want to trade it. I see also that my Mahut doesn't do anything on the board. Yeah, that can be a way for him to develop the cannon. Maybe I can do it with a crossbow. Yeah, that's a double threat. So I can capture the first one with the crossbow, and you can't capture the second one. Okay, so now this is captured, and yeah, of course. Now I have to find a way to give checkmate to my opponent. And that's the tricky part. I guess by moving here, no, I can't. I can't because I have to be careful of this move. So it's not the right idea. So I have to move out of the way. I am maybe safer here. But if I go here, then there is a crossbow going here. If I go here, the child can't go here. The knight can go here. Oh, and the crossbow can be captured. Okay, and if I decide to go here, maybe the charge would come down now. So maybe this is the way to do. Okay, so now it goes to the attack and threats to capture my knight. And this I don't want. So, and of course this knight defends this square. If I go here, I would be captured. Do I have a very effective way to defend this knight? I don't like this cannon. I really have to say that I'm disgusted. Or maybe I accept the cannon to be taken? That would be much of a price. Or maybe I drop a bishop in defense? Sure. I don't know where, maybe here, but that wouldn't help for the chariot. I think I need my chariot to be in the game. I guess this is the key feature. But how? Also, I guess I need some defense. So maybe I allow the knight to be captured. And now this is my time to shine. So I see that this is defended, this is defended, this is defended. So my opponent doesn't have a lot of squares here. So I guess I can check with the chariot. And now I guess that everything's controlled here, this is controlled here, this is controlled here. So a single bishop drop should do it, if I'm not mistaken. So can I checkmate you? Oh yeah, checkmate him. Oh shoot. Okay, so let's analyze this game. I know that the game before I should analyze it also, because normally you analyze the game, you lose. This is very important. But I guess I made the right decision for this game because, okay, I was just discovering. So, okay. So let's see how the computer says to it. So, okay. So we have this move. Okay, so, yeah, it's just calculating. So we'll say that this is not the right move. This move seems to be a little dubious also. Okay, so this is around normal. The game seems to be pretty equal here, and with a small advantage because I have a bishop in hand now. So this bishop goes here, and now it says that you can drop the king. Very interesting. Yeah, two kings going here are very something. And it says that you should capture it. Because what do you see? King f6, bishop oh, you see that you take a cannon for free. Okay, it sees this, this, this. You have to move and capture the cannon, threat the chariot. Okay, so this is what you see. But after, I don't see a very cool capture here. So, okay. So instead I went here and the game begins to be again equal. We have this position where the knight was the best move. Okay, so I'm very glad I found this. So now this move is very weird, so I can capture the crossbow. Yeah, I found it. And after this, I guess I can capture the king, and okay, I didn't do that. But it was the way to proceed. So what do you see? Captures, captures, and a bishop drop here. I would never find that. Never. Wow. I see the purpose of this because it blocks the chariot. Maybe this is the idea, but okay. I'm not strong as this. Okay, so I decided to drop there. Then it goes here. And yeah, you basically capture that. Captures, captures. And now you have to find the right move. So here he wants this move to be played. Interesting. Okay, and I played the pre-opposite, geometrically speaking. This is very funny. But seems like I'm still winning. Okay. Wow. Actually, excuse me. It's okay to just drop it and thinks that the advantage is very strong. But I didn't want to drop my king, so that's maybe why. But it says that this is very okay. So the king move. And now I decided to move this. Okay, and he says that... Okay, it doesn't know. Okay, seems like the position is still winning for me. Captures, and now made in two. Yeah. Okay, I found it. Okay, great. So, yeah. So the variant is called Xiangfu. If you like it, just test it on the Pychess device. You will have a lot of fun doing this. We're going to see each other next time, and next time is... I don't know when. But I'll tell you, you'll see that there will be a lot of content on just one single event, you'll see. And yeah, get some rest, have a good day, and peace.